I'm going to read from a paper. Sorry. Good evening. My name is Colleen and it is my honor tonight to introduce my friend Andrew Schneider. I've been an Arlington resident since 1997, but it took several years for Andrew and me to connect through our children's preschool, Overly Cooperative Preschool, when we would serve together as co-oping parents. In about 4 sentences, we established our common friends and cemented an ongoing friendship. Over time, I've learned that Andrew is a great leader and an asset to this community. In addition to the devotion that he has for his family and the compassion that he shares with each of his friends, he cares deeply about this community. He is passionate about the things in his life and the things that he cares about. His position with his alma mater, William and Mary, his civic leadership through the Yorktown Civic Association, and his board position leadership roles with the Community Residences Program, which is an organization very dear to my heart, and an Overly Pool. When I think about what I look for in an elected official, it's someone like Andrew. He's not only a friend and a neighbor and a father, he's a great listener. He cares deeply about this community where he grew up, and he gives everything he has to making this world a better place. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Andrew.
Thank you for that, Colleen, for that introduction. I'm thankful to call you a friend. I appreciate the 5 minutes that I've been allotted here this evening. My understanding is that Speaker Howell actually only wanted it to be 6 seconds. My name is Andrew Schneider, and I'd be honored to earn your vote and your support this evening. My wife Susan and I, and our 2 children, Alan and Elizabeth, have lived in the 48th District since 2006. And I was raised in Arlington near Overly Pool. I attended Tuckahoe, Swanson, Yorktown, before heading off to William and Mary, where I majored in government and history, and I was a 4-year varsity swimmer. I coached swimming at Overly and at Donaldson Run, and I bought my first home in Colonial Village when I was 25. My mom and dad, Jim and Al Schneider, have been pillars of this community since moving here in 1975. Many of you know them. Maybe my mom from her over 13 years at Habitat for Humanity, or at AFAC, or running the preschool, or through the PTA. She's a 2006 Woman of Vision in Arlington County and a 2010 graduate of Leadership Arlington. My father, Al Schneider, is also here. Probably looks familiar because he works the polls. Refs most of the youth basketball games in Arlington, is the commissioner of Arlington Babe Ruth, and was the 2007 Arlington Sportsman of the Year. I'm honored that they are both here with me this evening, standing beside me. They've been my guide for what citizen leadership looks like. Service is in my DNA. Service and leadership have been the core tenets of my life, whether it's in my current role engaging the over 17,000 William and Mary alumni living in the D.C. area, or in my work in the community as president of the Yorktown Civic Association, where we are working hard to create a vision of a revitalized Lee Highway, or as vice chair of Community Residences, a nonprofit founded right here in Arlington that provides housing and services for over 500 adults living with intellectual and physical disabilities throughout the Northern Virginia region. I've spent my career bringing people together to solve complex problems with disparate groups of people. Politics has also been near and dear to my heart. I wrote my honors thesis on Bill Clinton. I stuffed envelopes for Mary Hines in her first campaign in 1992 when I was a junior in high school. I worked for Bill Dole in the summer of 1993 when he ran for Attorney General. And I walked and knocked on doors for my precinct, for Governors Kane and Warner and my friend David Bolin, and of course also for our President Barack Obama. And I was in the White House the night that Al Gore, my boss at the time, addressed the nation and conceded the presidency to George W. Bush. Friends, elections matter. As you know, we are blessed to live in a community that embraces progressive values. And we are blessed to have officials that stand up for those values every single day. And I know whoever here amongst us ekes out victory on Sunday, Bob brings candidacy, Bob brings progressive legacy will endure. Like the other candidates, I'm a proud progressive Democrat whose blood runs blue. why me? Why now? What do I stand for? What will I stand for? What issues will I fight for? When I spoke to my family about seeking the seat, my mother said to me, "What about your children? What impact will this role have on them?" And I say to you the same thing I said to her that evening. What about my children? What about our children? What about our families? What kind of Virginia are we going to live in if we don't fight for all families today? Statewide education sits at 2007 levels. And while the Republicans in Richmond play games and pranks, there are over 6,000 Arlingtonians being denied access to better health coverage through Medicaid expansion. 6,000. We live in a Commonwealth that is home to the Chesapeake Bay, the largest estuary in the United States. And we are already seeing the effects of global warming and climate change along our coastline. And we live in a nation where, as others have noted, some seem to have an easier time accepting corporations as people than women as people. I think of our mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, partners, and wives, and pledge to stand beside them in Richmond. And let me say this. I will go to Richmond and fight for strong common sense gun law reform. And until I see a deer with a machine gun, I will never back down from that. Virginia is for lovers, but we are also home of the Virginia Tech tragedy. Never again must finally have some teeth. I stand here before you, humbled to be part of a process that goes back nearly 400 years in our amazing Commonwealth. Join with me. I will always listen and stand for the values that make not only our Commonwealth great, but our community and our party great. The party that fights every single day for the middle class and the issues that matter most. My roots are planted deeply in our community. The call to serve rings loudly through my life. I have the experience and the passion to represent you and the 48th District in Richmond, our community and our values in Richmond. Join with me. Let's continue this fight together. And please honor with me as your choice, or your second choice, for delegate. Thank you.